This reading isn't bad, all right? No freaking out about that, right? There is a lot that can be done in your situation, but right now there's not a lot of seeing it right now. And that could be that because, you know, you're in a situation where you feel stuck. You don't feel like you're able to do a lot of things, right? You're not able to move or make, you know, the choices that you want to make because you are bound to something. You're committed to something. Or you're just not willing to just break free from it just yet. There's something that you're holding on to for some of you guys. For some of you guys, you feel legitimately trapped and you want to get out of the situation. You're tired of waiting on it, honestly, because there's something that you're waiting on here. You're waiting for it to progress. You're waiting for it to progress. How long is it going to wait? How long are we going to wait for this to progress here? All right? You want to be together. But instead, you're still dealing with old issues, right? You're dealing with old issues that need to be healed, though. I feel like that's what's kind of the slowing process, right? It's the healing of these old issues. Because the Star and the Three of Swords are next to each other. And these two kind of go hand in hand. But the thing here is, it's like, there's a lot of feeling trapped. There's a lot of feeling trapped energy. Now, the good news is that the relationship, or the underlying energy regarding your love reading this time around is about progress, speed, movement. I love it. Swift. Queen of Wands, getting exactly what you want, making it happen. Taking action. Okay, the Queen of Wands takes action. Now, this could also be that you're dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sometimes, some of you guys may be dealing with a fire sign, but some of you guys, it could mean that it's taking control or taking action, doing something regarding your own free will, right? And this also talks about you feeling very passionate, very driven in regards to doing something, right? Maybe you guys are more driven and more snappy regarding deadlines and things that are going on in your life. Like, look, I don't have time to be waiting here forever. Let's make it happen. Let's make it work, right? Yeah, not necessarily impatience per se, but you guys are really trying to get things working in the way you want it to work. Now, like again, I was saying though, with this Three of Swords energy, you guys are dealing with a current situation where there is a lot of pain, potentially. Right? Some of you guys, these are just old issues that are coming back up. You guys are getting triggered, right? You guys are getting triggered by certain things. Just like situations around you are triggering some sort of old pain that needs to be addressed. Okay? And I feel like what you guys want to get towards, right, go towards is the Two of Cups. You guys want to meet that perfect person. You want to reunite or unite with somebody from, you know, that feels good, you know, that matches your energy, that matches how you feel. But at the same time, for those of you that are in a relationship already, this could be that you guys want to connect again. You guys want to have similar feelings for one another. Maybe you guys have it for a while, right? But the thing here is, right, what's keeping you from being, you know, from getting to the Two of Cups right now is the Seven of Pentacles. It's like there's a lot of work ahead. There's a lot of patience that's needed and a lot of hard, dedicated effort towards it. But there's you guys have been doing that so far. You guys have been doing that work for quite some time. You got the Seven. That's what that tells me. You've been doing it forever. So that's what it feels like anyway, right? Pentacles moves so slow. Pentacles, earth sign, earth energy, it's very slow energy. I don't know why, but it's super slow. And I feel like the Seven of Pentacles, yeah, you guys have been at the, you've been working, you've been doing your thing, you've been trying very hard, and it's still not at the peak of where you want it yet. It's still not happening for some reason, right? It's still not getting to where you want to be. So, and the reason why is because of maybe some sort of old behavior, some old patterns of, doing something that's probably making the process a little bit difficult to handle, a little more difficult to deal with. For some of you guys, it could be that there is a relationship here, that you're trying to wait on. Maybe this is a twin flame relationship where this is a runner and a chaser, right? Maybe you've been doing the work and you're kind of like, okay, how long is it going to take for me to be back with my twin? Or if this is not a twin flame relationship, if this is very similar though, like you're waiting on somebody altogether, right? That could be it, right? This could be that this person is dealing with their own individual personal stuff and they have to conquer their own karmic stuff. But the thing here is, perhaps there is some situation where there's a delay in the progress and the process because of your own behaviors and your own, your own habits and ways of doing things, behaviors, etc. Right? And that can really kind of hamper some stuff down, especially if there is some things that perhaps this may not work for you right now, right? That may have worked in the past, but may not work now. So that may resonate for very few of you guys, but I really feel like there's just a connection here, right? That you guys have been waiting so hard on, right? But you've been putting in a lot of work, but at the same time, like the connection itself could be very toxic. There's a lot of ways you can read this, right? I'm going down the list, but the devil energy feels trapped all in all, right? You feel trapped in a situation that honestly you can get out of, right? And it's not like it's not like anybody's keeping these two people here, right? In the devil card, these people have loose chains around their necks. Hopefully I can show you guys. But you see that, right? So loose, they can just lift it over their head and say, "Okay, I'm done. I'm not here right now. I don't want to be here." And it's up to you guys whether or not to take off that binding, right? It may feel like sometimes, though, that there isn't a lot of options. There isn't ways of doing something. There may be that this connection is it feels like the chains are tighter than what it is. But that's the thing. It perhaps feels like that because of everything that you've been putting in, right? All the hard work. You don't want to leave something that you've been busting your behind off for, right? You've been really just been working hardcore. Yeah, it's gonna feel like there's not a lot you can do, right? It's like, how much can you do? You've already done so much work. And I feel like that is the thing. There is a little bit of something that you can do, but it has a lot to do with your own personal self. And that's where the star comes in your best path to follow. There may be that there is some things that need to be fixed, right? Some things that need to be handled, and it doesn't have anything to do with the relationship. I feel probably has a lot to do with your own old problems, your old issues, right? As a Scorpio, you have the Three of Swords in your current state of being. There's some old issues that are coming back up, some swords that have revealed itself that have been in your heart for quite some time, and I feel like there may be some healing that may need to be done right now. Right, some old issues that may need to be the swords need to be taken out of the heart, right? So love is tender love and care for yourself right now. And I also feel like it will allow you guys to be able to dream, to feel more hopeful, and to be able to see that your star, no matter how far it is, you can still reach it. You can still have that star. But right now, I feel like the Three of Swords is what's kind of hurting. Like it's keeping that whole dream and faith having situation at bay because of these old issues. Now the feelings are showing just so, right? You're feeling trapped in your thoughts. You don't see a way forward. You don't see a way out. Well, not necessarily a way out of the situation, because if you wanted to break up, you could. You could. But the thing here is, it's not about breaking up. It's about what you do from here. Like, what more can you do to make something happen? And I feel like that's the thing. Perhaps there's nothing you can really do. Perhaps there's nothing you can do to make this relationship process or move faster. Perhaps it's just going in the speed that it can because the other person has karmic stuff they need to deal with as well. Perhaps there's nothing you can do, Scorpio, and that's okay, because it allows you to give yourself time to really look at some things that you may struggle with, that you may have, karmic ties and issues with, right, from past lives. There may be things that this gives you time to reflect and look within yourself right now, because the Three of Swords talks about you specifically. Your pains, your issues, your sadness, your sorrows, right? It's healing those karmic stories. Right now is the best time to do it, especially when somebody else is busy. So there may actually be nothing you can do to push this forward. Maybe you've done everything that you can, and all you can do is control yourself, which is totally acceptable. You may not be able to control the situation, but you can control yourself. And I know how it feels, right? Well, you want to be with this person, you want to be together, but they're taking their sweet time, and it's like, man, it better be good, right? So I don't see any give up cards. I just feel like there's no way forward. There's no way else you can make progress happen for the connection necessarily. I feel like it's kind of a dual kind of thing, right? There's very similar energies here. Like both of you guys have some karmic stuff that you have to deal with. That's just why the Three of Swords is coming up in the star. Perhaps there's some things that you need to heal with yourself for them to heal their side of it too. It's very interesting. But then you have here in your hopes and fears the Six of Cups, which does talk about the past. You just want to reconnect. Okay, and I feel like for some of you guys, You know, the past is something that you want to leave in the past. You don't want to look back at it. But if it's coming back up and affecting you in such a big way, and possibly even causing karmic disruption for you and your partner, the partner that you want to be with, or if you guys are currently in a relationship or dating someone, right? Whoever you're dealing with at that point, if it's causing karmic disruption, perhaps it is time to just kind of look at what you need to do for yourself. Mercury retrograde, Mars retrograde, they all talk about going back. And as much as we don't like to go back, we actually probably have to go back. We have to look back, see what happened, see what's wrong, give ourselves that love that we were missing in that moment. Heal that energy. You guys are water signs. You guys are intense healers. You guys are able to heal yourself so tenderly, right? Because you guys go to that deep extreme. You guys go to the core, what the heck the problem is, and you heal that right up. That's how you heal it. You take it's like taking you have a really open wound that you can't really seal, and you have to have a knife to kind of a hot knife to kind of seal it closed. It's kind of like that. It may hurt to do it, but you will no longer bleed. You will no longer suffer from blood loss. You will heal, right? And like sores in your heart, maybe the scars won't heal per se, but you will understand and know that you have given yourself the love and the nurturing and the care that you could possibly give. So with that being said, your outcome is coming up with death, y'all. I like this because, one is your energy. This is Scorpio. And it talks about releasing some things, releasing old pains, releasing old situations, like old habits that may have even come up because of these old issues, right? Perhaps you're doing everything you possibly can, but the old issues are what's standing in the way. It's keeping you from being able to manifest more. Why? Because you may have that pain that's keeping up space from the thing that you're wanting to come in, which is this Two of Cups. In order for things to come into your life, you have to make space for it. So I feel like with death, I do see you guys making space. I do see you guys releasing whatever it is that's hurt you in the past, that's made you feel like you have to, to make something work, or you have to act a certain way, right? Or all in all, right, that makes you feel like you've been waiting forever, when in actuality, perhaps there's a situation that's just kind of like saying, hey, you gotta love on yourself actually right now, because it's all about reflection, and show you that you do have power in places where you may feel like you don't. Because right now, guys, it's seeming like there isn't much you can do with the situation to push it forward any further. The person's got to do what they got to do. And I feel like ultimately right here, it's about this. It's about focusing on what this is, figuring out what this is, taking care of that. All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on with your wisdom of the oracle for this week. Okay. Time to go. Wow. And it does talk, it's like the Eight of Cups, right? Moving away, leaving something behind, but not with pain, not with anger, not with anguish, but you're just done with it. You're not, there's nothing holding on, nothing to hold you back at this point, nothing emotionally keeping you from being able to just say, forget it. This isn't for me. I'm done. And I feel like this is not the relationship now. I want to make that very clear. It's not the relationship. I feel like it's about the old stuff that you got going down. The things that are, they're still bugging you to this day. Or the things that you may not have realized have been bugging you, but they've just kind of manifested itself in your day-to-day life. Let's see what's happening with your whispers of love. But the beautiful thing about time to go, though, is that it's saying that it doesn't have power over you. It never does. It never did. You have more power over it than that pain has power over you. And it's recognizing that and taking control of it. Devil. Oh, wow. You got two cards. You got two cards this time. So you guys have spiritual connection. So this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime, which explains the Six of Cups there. And these are soulmate energies here. That's soulmate energy. And then let me quickly show you the card. Gorgeous, right? And then you guys have spend some quality time together. It is imperative, excuse me. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. Now I know what you're thinking. If this is a relationship that is dealing with, if this is a complicated situation and you can't necessarily spend time together, what do you mean by that? That doesn't necessarily mean spend quality time with your partner. For those of you that can, perhaps it is what it is, right? It could be that these 3 of Swords issues have a lot to do with you and your partner, right? What you guys have been through, and kind of healing those old issues together to be able to make something work, to reconnect like old times. But, you can never go back to the past, but you can always find happiness again. You know what I'm saying? But reconnect together. If this is a more complicated situation, this may be having to do with something personal for you. And that means that spending time together portion means talking about spending time with yourself. Spending time within yourself. Getting to know who you are. Loving on yourself. Showing yourself compassion. Giving yourself unconditional love. That's what that could mean for you guys as well, okay?